Mr. Tati, so good to have you on the show. Of course, the first question that comes to the mind of every viewer and every shareholder is, what is the plan that you have set forth for Suzlon so that the momentum and the growth picks up for the company?
I think the global economy market is very positive, and the sentiment in the particular in wind energy market is very positive in 2014. Most of the country has come out with the positive framework of the policy. Particularly the US market was collapsed, but now it's come back with the right PTC and ITC frameworks. And overall economy market has affected and influenced to the financial market. That has given also positive sentiment, which is very important for our industries.
Has the generation-based incentive, which was given out by the government in the last budget, has that solved the matter? And how much growth potential do you see in FY15?
Yeah, the last financial year, the finance minister has given the GBI, but unfortunately it's implemented last the 6th month. And because of that, the financial investors are investing in a wind power project as a IPP. So that sentiment has changed, and that has given the good momentum. So nearly compared to 2012 to 2013, India has done marginal growth of the say 10 to 15%, not much more. But we see the 2014 growth is higher because of three reasons. One is the GBI is already established. The second is the most important. Most of the states has come out with the policy framework for the pricing of the renewable energy is in a positive sense. So that has given a good comfort to the investors. And the third is now the global funds are available to invest in Indian assets, because them is a very lucrative investment because of the currency benefits.
In this economic situation, I don't see much investments coming in. So what are you really banking on?
But investment, I don't see the particular in renewables, because when we see the investment in FDI level, there is a industry segments, the funds are available is there. For the renewables funds are much more is available, and surplus in the global market is there. Just they are waiting in India is the long-term stable government. We are ramping our volumes, and the best thing we have done in the last 2 financial years, we have bring down our break-even levels from 2000 megawatt to 1200 megawatt. So by delivering 1200 megawatt, we will be in the profit scenarios. The second areas we are working on a Suzlon front is to improve the contribution margin, to optimizing our value chain and bringing the contribution margin better way. And because of the overall global market demand and domestic market demand, so the turbine price has also improved by 4 to 5%. So that is also giving a headroom for the margins. Earlier margin was so low, and that's why no wind company was making last 2 years any profit in the industries. So that is the second the fact is there. And the third, we are aggressively focusing the bringing the next generation of the turbine. The next month we are installing 120 meter tower turbine, because once we go in a higher height, the wind velocity is very strong is there. So that will change the economics of the projects and give some improvement in the margin.
You have reached a settlement with the bondholders to extend your FCCB by another 5 years. Can you give us the details of the agreement that you have signed with the bondholders?
Yes, because we are in the last 2-3 months in a continuous negotiation and dialogues between bondholder and our senior lenders, the SBI and group of banks and Suzlon. We come to some conclusion in that area. So 485 millions of the bond, which is we are rollovering for the maturity up to the next 5 years. So we have to now pay on 2020. So that is the for the FCCB bond. The second is we have to also work out as per the SEBI floor price and regulatory process is the conversion price as and when bondholder wants to convert into the equity is there. And that is also with the some premium on that is there. So we are taking care of their interest for the long-term perspectives. And that will give the very good comfort to the company, because we don't require any cash outflow for the next 5 years, which can help us to grow the company more efficiently and more sustainable.
But it's not that the bondholders would have agreed to the same terms. So during the negotiations, what is it that you have agreed to, and is there any haircut on the part of the company or any extra leeway that you have given to the bondholders to come to this settlement now?
No, I don't think each other side we have done any haircut, because we respect the bondholder, and the same amount of 485 we are rolling over. So there is no haircut from the both side is there. The second is the most important. They also believe very strongly the growth of the company, and they're confident in the management. It has given a rollover for the next 5 years.
All right. So let's talk about the confidence. What brings the shareholders and the investors have more confidence in Suzlon of now, which was seen in a difficult situation because of debt concerns? How are you going to really turn around the company? What is the plan that you have set for yourself, Mr. Tanti?
We have created a very clear turnaround strategy for A is in the operation side and B in the capital structure side. So operation side, we are bring down our break-even level from 2000 megawatt to 1200 megawatt, increasing the contribution margins. And the third is bringing the next generation of the turbines so that we can unlock the size of the market. So this is the operation side we are optimizing, and which almost we have achieved everything. Now just we have to ramp up the volumes in the current financial year so we can deliver the good performance and good satisfaction to my shareholders. The second part is very important is there. It's a capital structure. As you know, the Suzlon has huge investment in Germany is there, and the India is a business operations. So one side of the group is sitting the asset in Germany, debt is sitting in India. So that is the capital structure is there. So our plan is also very clear how we can able to consolidate the both side of the business in such a efficient way to bring the more sustainable and more stronger capital structure. So that is we are working on a different financials, the solution and options to make the consolidated the balance sheet, and the same time to reduce the debt and reduce the interest cost. So both will give the very competitive edge by strengthening the operation sides, which we have already achieved, we can say, and by doing this, the strategic financial planning, it will give the very competitive group in the global market compared to top 5 players in the wind industries.
In how much time is this achievable? In FY15, do I see you completing the turnaround process?
I think in operationals turnaround we have already achieved. Now I have to demonstrate current financial year my volumes and the financial performance, which I am very confident it will be delivered. The second area is the capital structure. The current financial year, all different steps we have to complete, and we will finish in the current financial year. Okay. As you know, we have already done the refinancing of our working capital facility for Senvion, 850 million euros. Earlier was 750, now 100 million euros we increase. And we have bring the more global banks on that front. The second is already we have completed negotiation, discussion and extension of the FCCB rollover for the 5 years. So that is the second, the success is there. The third, we have started some non-critical asset sales, the way we have sold the certain assets in the China, and we have bring the money. Same time we have acquired our debt was stuck up, the finance was stuck up with the Edison assets, Big Sky assets. Yes. So we acquired that company and we have sold out, and I think very soon in the month of May we'll get somewhere $90 million cash in the operations. So our concern is the working capital requirement and more liquidity. I think all these steps are giving a good momentum to increase our volumes, and we are very competitive company in the marketplace. So we will turn around very fast in this financial year.
Let me put threadbare some of the steps that you have mentioned and how it's going to impact and lead to the turnaround. Like the first one, $850 million of new loan that you have tied up for Senvion, and you have brought in, you said, new lenders. Does it, Mr. Tanti, give you more leeway to take more management decisions now that the lenders are many, and probably the concentration in the hands of a few has now been nullified or liquidated to some extent?
I think we have to understand the European market and European the bankers. the 2 years down the line, the industries was very bad. So comfort and confidence of the bankers on the industries and sectors was very weak. So now the renewal process of from 750 million euros to 850 million euro, it's a working capital facility. It's not borrowing the money, but the bond facility. So this has given me more headrooms to bring the more global banks who can support our all strategic initiatives which we want to take in this financial year. So they are on board. And that will help us to make a very competitive, global competitive company so that we can able to focus on a growth from 2015 onwards.
Okay, I would like to delve in this a little more because in Germany, since the time you have acquired the company, good asset no doubt, but the problem had been the squeeze out issue because of the regulations over there. After that was done, there were strict covenants from the lenders because of which your hands were tied in getting that cash out of the company, even though Senvion has almost 2,500 crore rupees of cash. Now with more lenders, have you taken care of the biggest issue that you faced in RE Power as a company in taking biggest decisions as far as a controlling stake in the company is concerned, as somebody who promotes the company?
We have 100% ownership on that company, but we have to same time to respect my European banks lenders. Based on their interest point of view, they have to put certain the covenant and certain the restrictions, because they normally finance on the business plan, on the management growth. But now the beauty of that, now the facility what is there, their comfort and confidence is high, and they are coming with the very clear the cooperations with our strategic plans and alliance. So that will help us to bring the consolidation other thing. As far as the cash is there, 275 million euros cash is sitting in the company, approximately 2,400 crores. But there is no our such plan to use that cash. Our plan is to bring the more capital structure differently so that we can able to utilize those cash for the growth.
The biggest problem in the company has been of capital restructuring, and you are now addressing that particular issue very, very closely, because when you acquired RE Power, you did not keep any non-recourse loan on that particular company while that company was cash rich, and that's now hitting back at you. Now tell me, how are you going to utilize that cash in the benefit of the company? How are you going to structure a company? Because the parent company, which holds 100% of Senvion, is valued as per the market cap at around 3,000 crore rupees, while that company is valued at, if I'm not mistaken, around 9,000 crore rupees. How are you going to extract the benefit from that?
I fully agree with you, because the overall sentiment and the value of the wind company in the global market, those are the listed company. The earlier was the 4 times EBITDA valuation was there. Now it's 10 to 12 times is there. So it has increased the value of the wind asset in the European market. So we are fortunate in the Senvion. The value of the company is now very good because of the overall the financial market sentiment and industry sentiment is very positive, and high growth is happening in the industries. So some of the debt will be raised on the European front, which can help us to reduce the debt on that. And some of the by structuring, we have to take a help of the equity market, which can support us to reduce our debt. So by consolidations of the strength of the group, and simultaneously it's a consolidation of the capital structure, right, which will generate the sufficient cash to reduce the debt, and top of that to reduce the interest burden also, which will give the very good headroom for us for the growth.
Okay, so it's very clear. One company has all the debt and one company has the cash and the ability to raise more debt and more cash through equity infusion. Now let's focus on the company which has the ability to give the cash, which you clearly stated is going to reduce the debt. How are you going to do that, Mr. Tanti? We had reported that you would like to go for a London Stock Exchange listing. What is the kind of valuation that you could be looking at, and what could be the time frame for that?
The advantage is there, the financial markets are very positive. If you see the last quarter London market, also it's a $15 billion, the IPO and everything happens. So there is a demand for the renewable assets are very well in the world market is there. But we have to come out with the right the structure which is in the interest of the shareholder, plus it should be an interest of both the senior lenders of the European banks and Indian banks, and also it's a win-win for the company. So we are in the process. Once we complete, we will come back to you. So that will be the good for all the stakeholder.
In the immediate term, now that you have got more lenders on Sanvion, and probably a lot of them would be more approachable and acceptable to the management ideas that Suzlon gives as a promoter company. So do you think that getting your hands on that cash which is lying with the company to pay down the debt which is bothering the entire group is one of the options which could be done very quickly?
Honestly, it is lots of speculation about the cash lying and other thing. We have never planned to bring that cash to India to pay the debt. That is never our plan is there, because we are sitting on a supervisory board. We have to see the interest of that company and interest of the lender of those company first, and to see, and we see based on the certain growth potentiality and certain the risk management point of view, the requirement of the cash is required because the company is rapidly expanding the business.
Okay.
Same time, we are not borrowing any money on that company. So we have a self-working capital is there, and that's why that is there.
Of course, that business is doing well. I wanted to now harp on the expansion bit. Now, our sources do share with us that as part of the restructuring plan, you may look at, and anyways you have taken shareholders' nod on selling some of the assets. Do you think that some of the assets from Suzlon could be sold to Sanvion, which is complementary to their business, will add value to that company, and on the other hand could also release cash in the benefit of Suzlon, the businesses like OMS and WTG?
We are not the thinking and working on that direction. We have to see what are the solutions to part. Part one is how we become as a global competitive one organization or one group. So some of the consolidation on the business front we have to do to match a complementary strength. The second part is the capital structure. So part of the business of the financial planning point of view and the nature of the transactions, there must be some arrangement we have to plan, but it's too early to speculate anything on this.
By this financial year end, you're expecting to finish the turnaround plan that you have embarked upon. But does that also mean that your entire debt on Suzlon will be wiped off, or to what extent are you going to pare down the debt?
The sum of the part of the debt will reduce on a Suzlon front, but as a group level, the different nature of the debt will come, which can help us to reduce the interest.
Now, do you think the time has come that as part of the requirement of the company and the business, Suzlon will become a holding company and not in the true sense an operational company?
Suzlon has a wide range of the business operations are there. The turbine business is there, service business is there. Then different types of the component manufacturing like AC forge, foundry forging, the tower business, control panel generators, that activities are there. And we are doing a large scale of the project executions part is there. So Suzlon will continue in all the value chain of the business and everything. So I don't see Suzlon will become only the holding company. But same time, its consolidations on a turbine business is important is there globally to make a competitive. So that will be one of the consolidation is important to complement the strength between the Sanvion and Suzlon.
Would you also look at exiting the CDR at least? Is that a plan?
The company like us cannot remain long term as in the CDRs. It's not good interest of the customers things. So based on the current financial year, our capital structure planning and everything, we see that probability we may exit from the CDR.
That is one of the targets that you have set forth for.
This current financial years we are targeting so that we can satisfy all our Indian lenders and we become a very normal organizations.
Mr. Tanti, I would definitely want to ask you that you as an enterprising promoter and many that India has seen in this economic downturn, they have probably gone through their worst right now. Now that you are sitting at the doorstep of a turnaround of your company, what is that one lesson that you've learned from the past that you have seen in the difficult time?
I think sometimes being an Indian entrepreneur, I can say we are always optimistic, first of all. The second is we have to watch continuously when you are operating in a global environment. What is the economic environment and what is the financial market environment is changing so rapidly, and accordingly we have to reset our business and goals and plans. But sometimes it's very difficult to predict. Like take a case, our case, we have planned the investment of the some of the asset, and we have planned to raise the equity, and the value of the stock was high and demand was very good. But within suddenly the failure of the Lehman Brothers and collapse, it has created a huge negative sentiment in the financial market, and we have not got the opportunity to raise the capital. And because of the negative sentiment and negative economic environment in globally, it has affected to the financial market and affected our wind energy, the sector in last 2 years.
So you weren't ready for such an eventuality in the global and external factors is what you are aiming?
No, we have to continuously watch down the line what are the parameters in the global economic environment can affect your business, your sector and your company. So that is the watch. Now we have established the economic departments, we can say, the chief economist, and he is continuously tracking and watching in the 3 risk parameter of one is the economy, second is the financial market, and third is the commodity and the interest and currency market. So we are continuously now watching and forecasting what should be the scenario will come down the line the 3 years, so that we can review on a quarterly basis. So accordingly we can plan some of the strategic move. I am now confident because of some good learning, I can say, and expensive learning. So we can do the better in the future.
Okay, so now you are well equipped to tide over any other situation that may emerge in future.
Correct.
But finally, I would like to ask you, how much of your hope is hinging on the elections?
I'm very confident because India need a very strong, the stable government. The way overall sentiment and the forecast is there, I think India will come out with a very long-term stable government, which is most required because it will give a huge positive impact on the global market and sentiment, so that we can able to grow very well. Not only that, the huge investment is waiting for India because it's a great country to invest. It will flow very fast and it will stimulate our economy also very efficiently. So I am very positive and optimistic about the new government.
All right. On that good note, thank you so much, Mr. Tanti, for spending time with us and giving us a lot of information about your plans of turnaround of Suzlon. All the best for that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.